indication of
Yeah,
that?
we're in the little town of Senate, Senate.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Kyle. We appreciate it. So he knows what he's doing, by the way. He's not going to drive into the backside of that storm. He's following on the backside. So he's right about here coming out of Bryson, following right along 380. The rotation signature is probably right here heading toward Jacksboro. So let's review again. If you're just tuning in or you're just coming home, anything like that, tornado warning for Jack County, including Jacksboro for this thunderstorm cell here. Michael, why don't we get a velocity product from either one of our radars on that and see if we can get an idea where that is. The indication was that it was strengthening a little bit. That again is in effect until 11 o'clock, including Jacksboro, and then areas to the east and northeast portions of Jack County. All right, this is radar scope right here. Okay, pretty good. Let's run that one into motion. Kyle's right about here traveling this way. We'll move this into motion. So here's the rotation right there. This one, I don't know, Michael, what do you think? It's kind of reformed again like the other one did. We had rotation right on the highway, or at least some strong gusty winds, and now we're seeing that gate-to-gate shear move a little bit south, which again will be good news for Jacksboro proper. We don't want you to come out, but areas that puts a little higher emphasis on the areas just on the south side of Jacksboro, especially on the highway coming south out of town. Michael, you got a comment on that?
It's definitely a little bit of a strange signature that we got there. Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks like the development's more on the south side of Jacksboro, though.
Right. Maybe we can look at it on the GR product, too. Well, we have several different
to find it again,
radar.
Actually.
I'm sorry?
I'm having to find the GR product again.
We have several different radar products, and they're all showing the same radar, but they each have a little different display, and it gives us a chance to sort of do this analysis on the fly here and see what we're looking at and get a better idea of where things are moving. So here is that one once again. Rain picking up in Jacksboro right now. That's the heavy rain right there. There's probably some hail in here, so in Jacksboro, you're going to hear some thunder and lightning, obviously, but do be prepared for maybe a few quarter-size hailstones to come up here in the next 5 minutes or so. That will continue through the eastern part of the county, as we mentioned, toward Chico, in Wise County, and eventually Alvord, which is not good because I'm fairly certain we had a strong tornado on the ground there in Alvord a little while ago. Should we check the southeastern part of Montague County, Michael? That looks like it's strengthened a little bit here. Yeah, this is going to be right near Forestburg, the community of Forest, and you're still under a tornado warning. Here's the southeastern border of Montague County right here. Had a little bit of an increase in rotation. This brighter wind here is now into Cook County, so that's out ahead. Maybe we can go back to the reflectivity product on that and get a better idea. So that's going to move out of our area. There's the tornado warning right here. So it's right on the county border right now. So Forestburg is right in here. We can probably see that if we go back to the Max product, just to get people some bearings on the Max reflectivity product there. Just, yeah, zoom right down in on southeastern Montague. You have to go way down to see Forestburg, just to give some bearings. There we go. Okay, so Forestburg, you've got some heavy rain here, some possible rotation right there, but that's going to move past you in the next couple of minutes. Maybe a quick look at the velocity product on there. So I'm not going to say all clear in Forestburg. Stay in your safe place right now. So that's right over you. It doesn't seem quite as well organized as it did a short time ago, but this is the cell that really had some strong damaging tornado activity in Alvord. So we want to be very cautious of that one as it moves toward Fremont. That's going to be in Cook County. So in Forestburg, if you're in that area listening, please stay in your safe place for at least another 10 to maybe 15 minutes at the outside, and that will move on past you. So we go back to, let's go back to reflectivity on this and get a better look at the entire market area. There's some temporary good news for most of Texoma in that the heaviest rain is taking a little bit of a break. Obviously the strong storms in Montague County and Wise County right now, but most of the region just getting a little bit of a break. Now I want to make an emphasis that it's a temporary break with more rain activity coming overnight. I see up in northwestern part of Comanche County again, Michael. Let's zoom into there, say Altus to Lawton, and loop that one. So some new cells have developed here. These are not severe, but it is very heavy rain, and this green box from Altus almost to Snyder and Roosevelt toward Hobart, that's a flash flood warning, and so the heavy rain that has come has produced enough runoff that we're going to see that continue for a little while longer. So even if the rain does start to diminish a little bit, the runoff will continue. So anybody traveling in the northern or northeastern part of Jackson County, extra caution there for at least another hour or two as the runoff continues. Northwestern portions of Comanche County. Now, most of this is the Wichita Mountains, so obviously we're not traveling through there. And then that will continue off to just west of Chickasha and on toward Oklahoma City. Okay, let's go to the broad regional product if we can, Michael, and we'll talk about what's coming a little later on tonight. There's another little chunk of energy that we see in between San Angelo and Midland right now. We're talking about this area right here. You see an expanding line of thunderstorms. In fact, just west of San Angelo at the end of the loop right there, particularly heavy rain. So that's telling us that there's still some potential. In fact, this will likely move across Texoma later on tonight. So this is the point across Texoma, including Wichita Falls, where you want to say, do you have your weather radio? Is your phone turned on? Is it muted? Do you have whatever warning app that you have available to you, including Texoma's homepage severe weather alerts, turned on and unmuted so that you will hear them? Just a quick story. A number of people had their phones muted in Nashville, Tennessee, a couple of weeks ago when that very strong tornado went through there, and Cookeville, Tennessee. And so a lot of people didn't get the warnings on their phones because they had them either in do not disturb mode or silent mode, and so you want to make sure that that is turned off. The best thing to have, of course, is a NOAA weather radio. If you have one, double check on that, make sure the batteries are okay, make sure the volume is turned up, things like that, because again, another round is possible, and that's going to come in the wee hours of the morning, probably the 2 to 3 a.m. time frame. We'll of course be here watching that for you, but we want you to have something that will wake you up in the middle of the night so that you can then turn on the television. We'll keep you posted on that. So that little spoke of energy comes through in the early morning hours, and then that will weaken a little bit as we get past daybreak tomorrow. So that's the broader view. I guess we should go back and check on our Jack County storm right now. That warning again was until 11 o'clock, was it?
Yes.
And the current time is 10:30-ish, we'll see?
Yeah, 10:32.
Okay. So, tornado warning continues for Jacksboro and most of Jack County. The heaviest rain right over Jacksboro right now. If you check the velocity product, it's probably we're seeing maybe just to the south of town, or maybe even, well, that may be reforming once again. Boy, these are just pesky ones, aren't they? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's loop that. Wow. Okay, we're just kind of doing this analysis on the fly. We're looking for bright red next to bright green or blue. I do see that right now. I don't know that that's necessarily a rotation signature. It's just maybe a little strong gust of wind right there. Yeah. The nice thing about this, I guess, from a direction standpoint, is it looks like it will stay just to the south of the city of Jacksboro. So some good news there as it moves toward the eastern part of the county. Would you agree on that one, Michael?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. I think it's definitely good news so far here. Like, you're still seeing some strong winds here, but you're not seeing them together. You're not seeing those reds and greens together. I mean, it's showing a much more broad rotation, not that tight rotation that you need for a tornado to be on the ground. Okay. What, again, is the current time? We might go to programming. Oh, this is an hour newscast still, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Why don't we, in just a minute or two, I'll let the control room everybody know, we might go back to some news programming here and continue to watch this, but let's go back to Max 1 reflectivity if we can, and just get an idea of this particular storm cell and Jacksboro. We continue with that tornado warning. I will add one more thing before we go from the National Weather Service. Yep. They said the possible tornado coming into Jacksboro would be rain wrapped, so definitely you won't be able to see it. Right. But he also agrees with us the overall radar presentation is a little messy. Okay, very good. So rain wrapped means that, yeah, you can't see it. It's wrapped in rain as opposed to being able to see that funnel. We would prefer that you obviously not be out looking for it, and it's tough at night, obviously, because you're not going to see those if you get a lightning flash, a well-timed lightning flash, or maybe you look for power flashes. Those tend to have a little bit of a green tint to them. That means that there is probably something on the ground that is hitting those transformers or hitting those power lines, but we haven't seen or heard of any evidence of that in Jacksboro at the current point in time. So again, we'll continue with the tornado warning in Jacksboro. From Jacksboro southward, that's really the Dallas-Fort Worth market area, and so those television stations will keep an eye on this as well. That green box that just popped up, that I guess is a new flash flood warning, Michael, for much of Jack County. That's going to be the heavy rain runoff that's going to cause problems. So we remind everybody always, please do not ever drive across any roadway that is covered by water. It may not look very deep, but if it's got any speed to it, you don't know what it's done to the road underneath, and it only takes a couple of inches to float your car or move it off the roadway. So again, Jacksboro continues under a tornado warning. Why don't we check southeastern Monte County here on radar scope real quickly. We talked about Forestburg. Let's see where that is moving. And is it moving away and out of the county? It's tough for me to see the county border. Can you tell, Michael, has that gotten into Cook County yet? Yeah.
Okay, that's the border, right? Okay, so what Michael's pointing out here, this is the possible rotation that's now east of Forestburg. It's into Cook County. It will stay probably south of Munster and go into the central portion of Cook County. So that takes it out of the Channel 3 viewing area, so good news there. So once again, let's go back to programming here in just a second. We'll continue to monitor Jack County for a tornado warning. The rest of the region pretty quiet until maybe the 2 or 3 o'clock time frame tonight. Let me pitch it back over the desk.
All right, Kevin, thank you so much. And again, Texoma, please download our apps over there on the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. We have those for you and have all the weather updates that you need that Kevin just mentioned. Small businesses all across Texas are struggling to stay afloat during this pandemic, but this is not just affecting people, as I found out when I went to Dog-E style pet grooming right here in Wichita Falls. On a normal day at this pet grooming shop, 10 to 12 little pups like Bella here are getting buzzed and styled, adding up to about 70 each and every week. But during this period of coronavirus chaos, Dog-E style owner Ashley Miller is feeling the economic burn of this growing pandemic.
People have canceled appointments left and right,
due to some financial burdens of their own.
Well, we've had several clients that have contacted us about just not being able to work right now, and you know, their kids, they have to stay home with their kids, and they can't get to their grooming appointments. And we've had several clients cancel, elderly clients that are just afraid to come out into public.
And the harsh outcomes for other pet grooming store owners across the country is causing Ashley to worry about the future of hers as well.
I have a lot of friends up north that have had to close their grooming salons, and they're just out of business right now.
With all these cancellations, another major concern are the dogs themselves and the conditions they'll be in whenever they come back. But Ashley may just have the perfect solution.
It's actually affected us in a positive way on our mobile unit, because we're able to go door to door and go get those dogs for those clients, bring them out.